This is a nice area. Quite a surprise. We're back in Wick again. This is the second part. I'm heading down to what's called the Mayor Brock in the Anglo-Saxon Charter of the Wick is, in medieval times, was part of Pockle Church. But anyway, it still is the boundary down there. Let's go and have a look. That up there is Freezing Hill, which in the winter certainly lives up to its name. It's on the Cotswolds, and that is it's not that is a hill fort, but the hill fort itself is not mentioned. But what it is an Eldon dyke, a Yalden dyke, which means old ditch, and it's quite a nice earthwork. I've filmed it before, but again, that's in the Old English Charter. It goes down the Stitchen Wall or something like that. Heads down here, joins the Mayor Brock, which is just over here. I think we're about to cross it, and the Mayor Brock is, as it sounds, a brook. That black hole looks suspiciously like, yes it is, and it's a little bridge as well, so I think we found the Mayor Brock. So, there it is, as expected. Brock is brook, Old English for brook. Oh, this isn't taking, this camera isn't handling poor light very well. But, and Mayor means boundary. So what we have is the boundary brook, the brook of the boundary. Not, you know, it is what it is. That's interesting. We are getting this paddocking of land. You see, I believe the path goes straight across there, and I don't intend to cross an electric fence. I don't feel like it today. So if they're going to redirect me, that's what has to happen. So what the farmer's done is cut me off from the actual footpath, but it gives me an advantage because I'm seeing land I'm not entitled to see under normal circumstances. He's forced me to divert, and I mean, I'm not 15 anymore, but he's forced me to divert, and I now get to see some stuff I didn't think was possible for me to see. Anyway, look, there, over there. There, over there is our gate. So we should have gone all the way up there and then come back down here. Oh, bleeding hell, I don't know where I'm going. The light is fading, I'll say that much. Here we go. So we come back to the Mayor Brock again, the boundary brock. It's not important enough to have its own name. It's just like it's got a functional name, as what do you call it? As picturesque as Old English is, Mayor Brock. It is not. I mean, this goes down to the river Bude, which is now the river Boyd, but in Old English times it was the river Bude. Nice ford here. and then we come out into the, it's a nice hollow. See, I love these country lanes. You can see where the rain has been so bad it's formed a temporary river down here and washed all the rock through, the stones down. So there's a couple of things. Daylight is running out, it's that time of year again. There's a couple of things I wanted to talk about. One, the recce it wasn't a recce, the walk I did on the last one, part one. I did do a recce before, and I found a flint awl, I think. Something for making holes in leather, perhaps. So I'll cut that in here. This is in Gloucestershire. There is no flint here, not in this area anyway. And there's a piece of flint, so it could only have come here because man brought it. It's quite interesting. Well, that's probably an awl, as in you'd use that to make a hole in leather or something like that. But yeah, that's nice. Bit of decoration. I have no idea what date it is. I just don't know. What I do know is that's made by man. And I thought afterwards I'll do it properly with a real camera, and so I did, but then forgot to do my stuff about the flint. There is no flint around here. So anyway, yeah, so the reason we're coming this way is to point out why Wick is called Wick. So I made the case on the last one that Wick has two meanings. Well, one of which is about cows, and the other one is about Roman ruins. So a vicus, which became Wick in English, is a town next to a Roman fort or something or other. But anyway, down here, got some evidence. Now it's not, YouTube is a visual medium. I cannot show you. Oh Christ! Scared the out of me. Electric bikes. Who would have thought about it? You know, proper off-road electric bikes. Anyway, yeah, there's a Roman villa down here. I can't show you it. It doesn't exist anymore. It's underground. But and you can't find anything on the internet unless you delve really deeply. And if you delve really deeply, you'll find an article, an antiquarian, with a map of the building. It's got a mosaic, pretty mosaic. It's got and lots of lovely pottery. So it's properly Roman, and it was here. But what was in its garden is even more interesting. So we got one. It's not even more interesting. It's interesting as well. So we have what was called on the old 1800s map Druidical stones, and it is possibly a Neolithic chambered tomb. A couple of stones still left, and so I'm able to show you that. So we'll go over there and do some footage. It does pose the problem. So it was definitely in anyway, it was definitely within the grounds of the Roman villa. So that means, what could it be? Just a Roman rockery and not a... So I would like an explanation. So if somebody does know, you know, has it been dug, those that Neolithic dolmen? Is there any Neolithic pottery or bones or whatever? Or is it just a garden feature for Romans? Romans did curate older things, just like we do now, like, you know, me picking up flints and pottery. So it could be. But anyway, this is interesting. Those are whopping great stones. It doesn't mean much on its own, stones in a path, because you know what farmers do is they want their fields over there, they want their fields to be free of massive stones so they don't break their ploughs. So they do move them over, you know, the last couple of thousand years have been moving them to the side. These could have been anywhere, but it's curious that they are there. Yeah, there is a mention of in the Anglo-Saxon Charter, but I think it's much further on, of a Harrenstein. I wonder whether that is it. A Harrenstein is a horstone, H-O-A-R, something to do with frost, I think. It's an old-fashioned word, I shall look it up. But anyway, yeah, so that's on its own. It's curious, I wonder if it is the horstone. I'm going to have to go back to the charter and have a look. So one last thing before I show you the footage and then go, is that this farm up here is called Cold Harbour Farm. Now, archaeologists have rejected the antiquarian idea that Cold Harbour Farm means I am next to, that this place is next to a Roman road. It is, they did the statistical analysis and showed that places called Cold Harbour tend to be about 3.5 miles or 3.5 kilometres away from a Roman road, and anything can be 3.5 kilometres away from a Roman road, and it has no statistical relevance. But this is 50 yards away from a Roman. It's up ahead, the farm. It's 50 yards away from a Roman settlement. I think there are others. Cold Harbour, which is another Cold Harbour, a field called Cold Harbour. It's about 10 miles from here, near Castle Combe, and that is also 50 yards away from a Roman villa. It's 150 yards away from Roman baths. And there's more. There's another place I'm investigating called Cold Harbour up in Chippenham. I'm having a look round. There has been reported within 100 yards of some Romano-British pottery, but I could, you know, obviously that says settlement. I couldn't find the settlement where they said they found the pottery, but I myself did find quite a lot of terracotta, which I think is building material terracotta, another 100 yards further on. So I don't know, if I was a scientist and not just an amateur enthusiast, I'd have a go. But I think Cold Harbour is significant as a name. I think whenever you see that, you should go and have a look, see if you can find anything on the heritage environmental record, historical environmental record. Or there's also anything called Starvall is also of interest. So if you see a farm or a field called Starvall or anything similar, there's something Roman or Romano-British nearby. But anyway, that's me done. I shall see you on the next one.